Hi Aries, here is an overview of your solar chart for July 2016, and here I am reporting to you from another little box on wheels. It's rather echoey in here, so I hope you don't mind. Now, I want to talk about Saturn actually. I want to talk about the transit between Saturn and Neptune, but just quickly, you've got a lot of emphasis this month, Aries, on your roots, your foundations, emotionally, but also it might be to do with where you're located, and maybe it's to do with property, maybe it's to do with community, neighborhood, or even family or tribe. So those kinds of focuses will be emphasized for much of this month, and there could be some fun as well. But from the position of Venus, and also the transiting planets going into the next area, which is what I call the house of fun. However, Saturn is in another fire sign, and will be there until late 2000, well, the end of 2017, really. And so it's a long transit, and it's in a very, very good angle to your sun sign, so that's great. This is a cycle of you getting training, or going in for higher education, or broadening your mind through travel, or maybe having to use consultancy more, mentoring, perhaps for some of you. It'll come out in various ways, but the general idea is to broaden your mind and your consciousness by plunging sometimes into the unfamiliar. Also, others seeing you more as the teacher, and you as the one who is there to share the knowledge or the information. So you Arians born the 29th of March to the 1st of April, with 9 to 12 degrees rising, going to feel that this forecast period. But I want to mention Neptune. Now, Neptune's very much in the mix, has been over June and will be over July. Will loosen up and pull apart, and then come back in again in September and early October. Has been around as well since late last year. Sort of, it's intermittent, this one, but just at the moment there's quite a lengthy block of Saturn and Neptune together over June and July. And this brings uncertainty and indecision into our lives. So it's harder to clarify things and to make a decision, and then to get organized and go forwards in a confident, focused sort of a way. And because of the long transit of Neptune through your 12th house, Aries, you will be asking deeper questions and reflecting upon the past maybe a little bit more, or how you did things, how you handled things, maybe your own knee-jerk responses, maybe how others handled things, maybe, oh, if only it hadn't been that way, if only it had been this way, then X, Y, Z wouldn't have happened next, you see. It can be like that. It can be different to that. It can be that you are just mulling things over and reflecting upon things in order to draw a line over them. But you are becoming increasingly aware maybe of how you shoot yourself in the foot sometimes. Maybe you're having to be there for another a bit more as well. It could very much be like that. And in a selfless kind of a way. So it can be like that, or turn that around. It might be that others are having to be there for you more in a selfless kind of a way. So you'll be spending more time musing upon life, the universe, and everything, probably with Neptune here. And some of you will experience and explore the psychic side of your nature, the imaginal realms, the realms beyond, and some of you will be discovering deeper meaning in your life. Now, with Saturn close to Neptune by degree at the moment, you'll have the chance to flesh out those elusive feelings and vague hunches, to share with others and communicate across a wider field. Maybe you'll have more involvement with a group of others behind the scenes, like a circle, a sort of like a closed-in group, whether it's a circle, whether it's an organization, whatever it is. And there will be a certain amount of sacrificing going on towards you or from you, you see. But also the other side of Neptune is about healing, you know, very much nurturing and healing in this very nurturing and healing area that Neptune is making this long transit through in your 12th house. So with Saturn around just at the moment, this is a time for you to get more organized, get more methodical about this area here, and get more responsible. Take it seriously. Maybe you will be reaching out to a special teacher. Maybe you will be giving a teaching. Maybe you will be opening your chakras in your mind and getting teachings from your team behind in the invisible realms who are always there for you. Because we're so busy in our ordinary everyday survival mind, vibrating and beating on that level, we forget, if we ever did kind of know, and I think we all do know somewhere buried deep, we know. Others, it's not buried at all, they just know all the time. So getting teaching from there, insight from there, but also you also could be seen as the guide or even the author. Discipline and organization will be needed in either case to bring the inner visions, the abstract ideas, you know, what's wafting around in the imagination or projecting out using the law of attraction. And the law of attraction isn't about thinking your way to the future you like, it's about being in the future you'd like already in your heart. And then it produces a magnetic pull, it has to come your way. It's the law. And in either case, just the abstract ideas or the higher knowledge, bringing that into a practical application in the everyday world. Okay, so now you've got lots of energy focusing on the root of your chart. Mars is in a sector, though, which is clearing the decks for new beginnings, so it's in quite a sensitive sector now again. Mars has gone back into Scorpio, so you could be feeling more touchier, or it might mean that you're having a declutter and a sort of a reset of everything, a good time for a detox, actually. So we've got the Sun until the 22nd at the root of your chart, also Mercury there until the 14th, and Venus there until the 12th. So settling a feud or embellishing your environment or finding a property or a venue you prefer. That's all on the cards with those. And then they shift out of there and they go into what I call the house of fun, which isn't necessarily, but it's just an opportunity for you to have a bit of fun, have a bit of playtime. Or maybe if you don't enjoy playtime, then it's not going to be playtime, it's going to be work time, but it's going to be something you enjoy. So this is an opportunity for that, because we've got both Mercury and Venus in there, very sociable, having a bit of a knees up, or indeed sharing with others, teaming up with others, and having sort of a group hug, but partying a little, you know, what in whatever way that is for you. Now Mars, yes, Mars is in this very long segment of clearing the decks for new beginnings, and so you could be ditching an ailing, stale or chronic situation, thus you know, allowing the new green shoots to come up, whether it's a rethink, a detox, a spring clean, or indeed a transition of another kind, emotionally maybe it's to do with an old contract. You could be more sensitive, as I've said, but you could also be more sensitive to the needs of others, and maybe have to bite your tongue sometimes because you just got to chill out, or you've got to cool it, because in certain quarters you shouldn't actually be very, very open. With this one here, as you're being strategic, as you're maybe even like biding your time in a way and getting your ducks quietly in a row. Also, another way this one can manifest here is that you have a sizzly encounter or interchange with somebody special. And now we also have Jupiter in your area of health and work until September, and that means that there's no shortage of opportunities for you to broaden your horizons through work, reaching out again into unknown areas, taking a bit of a chance maybe, or to do with health and looking into maybe alternative remedies and methods, complementary, or something that is maybe not popular, mainstream, or maybe just mixing the a pick and mix sort of thing, and tailor made for yourself, because we can't do these things off the peg really. So one person's jungle juice is not suitable for another. You Arians born the 5th to the 12th of April, always 16 to 23 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And then of course we have Uranus in your sign at the moment. Uranus is moving a little bit faster these days and pulling away from Pluto. So Uranus now is affecting 10th to the 14th of April people, and at 21 to 25 degrees rising. And then Pluto is really much slower, affecting you, those of you born 4th to the 7th of April, or 15 to 18 degrees rising. But as I am at pains to say every time, it affects the whole sign. But the further you are away on the periphery of the sign, away from those degrees, then the sort of, it will roll, the wheels will go round a bit more slowly. The closer in you are, you'll begin to feel the heat, and the wheels will be going round faster. And of course, those of you born 10 to 14th of April, and this is just with the sun, of course, we're not talking about the planets or important points. So those of you born there, you'll be feeling that that accelerated change happening, really maybe taking you unawares, and maybe something that you didn't expect coming from left field. And this is this is the way we grow. I mean, this paragon of animals, the human being, we maybe our culture keeps us down, maybe our education keeps us down, but our actual, sort of like genetic inheritance, we have all the tools to deal with whatever comes. But our thinking often narrows us down. And as I say, our culture and our education. Anyway, that's it for July, and this stuff is written up on my website, DianaGarland.com, and also the videos should be there if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you know your moon sign or your rising sign, then you can listen to the forecast for those. And I'll see you the next time. And there is a video out on, it's just specifically about Saturn, Neptune, and the EU referendum, as it might relate to the EU referendum, and also to the election in the US. Anyway, I'll see you the next time.